Hi friends, welcome back to MEDPG. I'm Dr. Benjamin and this is my channel where I help EPG aspirants to achieve their goal. So we've just done with the mid-year exams and we are moving towards 2020 Neet-Pg and other Central Institute exams, but my primary focus will always be on Neet-Pg 2020. So in this particular series of videos I'm going to publish over the next few weeks, I'm going to discuss one of the most asked questions or queries in my inbox, which are the first and the most important queries, like how to start, how to progress your studies, and how to plan a perfect revision. So how much time should I spend on each subject and what are the materials I should be following? So all these are very common queries always being asked repeatedly, and this has also been explained in your institutes, but if you need more insight on these particular topics, I guess I should be answering them. So in that sense, this first video will be dealing on how to start your preparation. Like you have finished your mid-years, you've got terribly bad ranks or terrible performance, and you're not at all satisfied with your performance in that exam hall. So you guys want to move forward. So you're in a blank state and want to start over. So in the start over phase, how to go ahead is the question. To the answer this question, first guys, you should be knowing where you're standing. There's nothing called start over fresh. Whatever you have done till now, you have to continue it in a better way, in a more comprehensive and more inclusive way, where you find out the faults that led to your poor performance in the exam, correct it and move ahead. So to do that, first we need to know where you are standing in this particular scenario. In this context, I bring in 2 or 3 concepts. That is, the first one is your plus and minus subjects. So what are plus subjects and what are minus subjects? Friends, what you have to do is you just take 20 questions from each subject and work it out and mark it in a paper. Some subjects you will score less than 10 or near 10, and some subjects you will be having more than 10. So those subjects having more than 10, you classify them as your plus subjects, and those having less than 10 score as your minus subjects. So now you have classified 2 subjects, two groups of subjects in which you have some special affinity or better performance in a set of subjects called plus, and a poor performance in the minus subjects. Don't leave it there. So let's take the minus subjects. See, the minus subjects, you can see that there are 2 types of subjects in your minus subjects. For example, I'm having 2 subjects, biochem and patho. I found out that biochem I scored about 8 to 9 on 20, and in patho also I scored about 8. But the curious fact that I felt is that biochem, see, I'm good at biochem basically, and I used to have very good scores in my UG days, and if I prepare well or if I read well biochemistry, I know that I can score better. But patho was a subject that I had nightmares on. I could never learn patho in my UG days. Imagine that is a scenario. So that means that however much time you put onto patho, you can't raise it beyond the level because intrinsically or basically you're weak on pathology. So that is how you would classify your minor subjects. So now at the end of 20 questions in each 19 subjects, you got a classification of all the subjects that you need. That is, you ordered yourself into plus, minus, and minus in which you can put effort, and minus which even if you put effort you won't improve. So after this understanding, you go to the next level. See, our idea is to come into the top 5,000 of top 10,000 ranks in Neet-Pg. So that's how I always stand with the average or mediocre students who are preparing and struggling hard. So I don't care about the top 1,000 extraordinary brilliant people who can, even the average person can reach there with hard work. But I'm telling you is, there are people who are extraordinarily brilliant and can do everything. I'm just leaving them out. This is only for those people who really needs focus or smart study to reach their particular goal. So what I'm saying is, guys, our goal to come into the top 10,000 will be to know what everyone knows in all 19 subjects as a priority. That is the first step. If you know what everyone knows in all 19 subjects, you can actually come into the competitive levels. After coming into the competitive levels comes the next level. That is, you have to come into the higher ranks of competition, to the top 10,000 or 5,000. That happens when you have some specific subjects which you are updated, which will never lose questions. If 10 questions are there from this particular subject, you score about 8 to 9. And that gives you an edge or advantage over other people. So to reach into that advantage phase, or learning updates or learning everything inclusive in a particular subject, comes in the second phase. Always make sure that you know everything what everyone knows in all 19 subjects. To do that, you actually organize your plus subjects and minus subjects in such a way that you will allot enough amount of time in each subject to finish it in a particular order. So what is the order? See, the order is you guys should have one of the most important or the challenging phases of preparation is to have a feedback, like that motivation to go every day ahead in your preparation. So that comes only if you get a positive feedback. So my question is how to get positive feedbacks by learning subjects. Let's take a scenario. Guys, if I am gonna learn medicine, okay, imagine I'm gonna start with medicine from today for the Neet-Pg 2020. Imagine after 20 days of study in medicine also, I won't be able to finish all the modules in medicine, and I won't be able to work out even at least 80 to 70% of questions in medicine. So what I'm trying to say is, after 20 days, when I turn back and look into what happened over the last 20 days, I'll be terribly disappointed because I couldn't even finish one subject. But imagine, let's take anesthesia or psychiatry, or let's take ophthalm or ENT. See, each of these subjects will take average of 4 to 5 days. Okay, so if you imagine I'm starting with ENT and finishing it in 3 days and then or 4 days, and then going into orthopedics to finish it in 3 days, then I go into psychiatry or skin, I finish it in 2.5 to 3 days. So after 10 days to 11 days, I have finished 3 subjects, and looking back, I'll be feeling very positive. At that time, that will give me a confidence to take one of my minor subjects, which is very poor for me, for example, pathology, take it up and try to learn what everyone knows in pathology. That is, I told you that I challenged or I grouped the pathology, the minor subjects into 2 groups. That is, the ones with effort I can improve, and those ones which I can't improve. So those things you can't improve, what you do is you learn what everyone knows. How do you learn what everyone knows? See, that is by going and getting a focused idea on the topics that has been asked in the last 5 years in that particular subject. For pathology, I take up some 2 or 3 years question papers, I work it out, identify the topics, take it up and take my notes. I read those areas specifically from my notes and go back and work out at least 3 or 4 year question papers of pathology. And that's it. I finish patho in 4 to 5 days. And then I come back to another short or a better long subject. For example, let's take medicine, which is a huge subject. You need at least 1.5 months to finish entire medicine if you're going in a straight line. So what I always tell my students is that inside medicine itself, there'll be topics that is good and bad for you. So I ask them to break medicine into modules. You go in and take hematology, you finish hematology in 4 days, and then come back and do a smart subject like skin or radio or for example, we will take anesthesia. See, after that you go back into surgery and finish another small module in surgery like GI or breast or thyroid. See, these are all individual bulk topics which are very hot spots for exam. So I always tell my students to take a paper, to write down whatever you're studying, like you're planning to study in a list of topics, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this, like you will write the material you're going to study also. So in this particular material you're going to study, you will organize itself into smaller modules, each module having a spell of 4 days to maximum 5 days. So beyond 5 days, if you continue with a particular subject, you will lose your feedback, you lose your capacity to go ahead, you lose your confidence, and you may feel that whatever I'm doing is not going into my head. Okay, so to avoid this, I always tell my students to be precise and plan adequately. See, planning adequately is a very, very important term I want to stress onto you guys. Never keep unattainable plans or goals or schedules. See, if you are feeling that you need 4 days to finish hematology in general medicine, keep 5 days. You finish it in 3.5 days, well and good. That gives you confidence and boost to go ahead. But if you finish it in 6 days or 7 days, you will actually lose your confidence. So I'm telling you guys, whatever subject or topic you're gonna learn, when you're allotting a number of days to finish it, you always keep achievable targets. And even if it is not, even if you're in a time crunch, you can select the plus subjects and the minor subjects you can improve with priority, and those minor subjects you can't improve, you keep it for smaller modules and finish it over a large period of time with only focusing on the previous year topics. So I guess guys, let me summarize what I've said in this particular video. See, to start over, first you need to know what went wrong with your preparation. See, what went wrong with your preparation can be understood only by analyzing yourself. Only you can say what went wrong. It may be lack of MCQs, it may be lack of notes or classes, or it may be lack of focus or hard work. So all these 3 things you have to identify, and after identifying this, you take up a white sheet of paper and a set of questions, 20 each in each subject, work it out and then score yourself, identify your plus subjects and minus subjects. In the minor subjects, identify the ones you can put effort and improve and you can't improve. And then you plan in a positive feedback methodology where you finish each subject in a small modules always keeping check whether you have completed subjects effectively by doing MCQs. How do you do MCQs? You don't do MCQs at the end of a subject like 300 or 400 questions together. As and when you finish each module in a subject, like a small areas, you work out questions from that particular module. And then you make sure that you have 60 to 70% scoring in every single topic you do. Only if you have 70% scoring in every single topic you read, you'll be actually coming into competitive levels. So guys, it's always important to know this particular thought in your mind. See guys, if you have read an area, you should be able to solve questions from that area. If you're not able to solve questions in a particular area after reading a particular set of notes or material, you understand that whatever you have done with particular material or notes is not effective for you. So you have to change or you have to improve your methodology of study. For that, you need to have an expert advice. So you go and ask your consultants or teachers or your coaching institute, or if you don't have these, you can always inbox me. So guys, that's the summary of my first video. I like to keep it short and crisp in this particular series because a lot of criticism has been coming that I'm prolonging my videos, a lot of stories. So in this video, there is no particular stories. It's just pure points. If you guys have any queries in this particular thing, you can ping me in my channel and my phone number. So if you like this video, please subscribe and keep tuned for the upcoming videos on how to plan each subject and get feedback within a subject, and also how to finish a subject in a particular timeline, and how to effectively monitor your progress to a subject by analyzing your question papers. That's the further videos. Thank you guys. Adios.